Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your angel medium, Julie Jancius, and today we're sharing your angel stories. Why do our angels and loved ones above show us signs? Yes, they want us to know they're okay and at peace, but deeper than that, they want us to connect with them so that they can help us more from the other side. Friends, it all begins with your intuition, vibration, and experiencing oneness. Your intuition is your soul's voice. It's also how your loved ones talk to you from heaven. In this podcast, we teach you how to turn up the volume on your intuition so that you can hear their loving messages more clearly. We also teach you how to raise your vibration and feel your oneness with all that is. Friends, you are here to love, give love, receive love, be love, radiate love. And because your soul is love, all you really ever have to do is just be. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Julie Jancius, and today we are here with Stacie, who has some very special angel stories to share with all of us. Stacie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Of course. So I'm going to have you take it away and share your stories.
I've been thinking about how to start this, and I think I'm going to start from my perspective and kind of work a little backwards into it because this is mostly about my son's experience. So I've had several experiences. I was really prompted after listening to your podcast to reach out to you. And I'm like, what does she want to hear from me for? Like, what am I going to tell her? And then I realized I'm going to tell her about E and what happened to him. So in November of 2019, my son was 16 years old. He'd had his license for a few months. We'd driven with him in the winter quite a bit. So we really felt that he was confident. It's November in Mid-Coast, Maine. And the joke is, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. So when we get up in the morning, it's snowy, it's icy. He's got a 2-hour school delay. We say, oh, my husband and I are blessed because we were working next door to each other at the time. So we were able to carpool, but we gave him the better 4-wheel drive. And so we leave, we go off, we do our thing. He goes off, he goes to school. And by the time nightfall comes, it's dark. By the time we get out at 5 o'clock, everything's freezing. The snow is back. We're in the car. We're headed home. We're not that far away. We just live maybe 10, 15 minutes away from the house. And the phone rings and it's my son. And I'm like, hey, hey, what's up? He's like, I had an accident.
Every parent's nightmare.
And I'm like, okay, where are you? He is horrible with landmarks and where he is, even though he's literally around the corner from our house. But we're like, we'll be there in a few minutes. Okay, a few minutes go by, phone rings again. Mom, the car's on fire. The what? The car is on fire. Get as far away as you possibly humanly can get away from the vehicle. Don't worry. I don't care what's in the car. I want you safe.
Yeah.
So he gets away. I call 911. I have no idea to give them good directions. So call him back. He calls 911. They triangulate on his cell phone. So by the time we get there, like 10 minutes later, we come in from one backside. We can see where his car is. The car is completely engulfed. It's gone. When we get there, just gone. We have friends that lived practically in front of it that had gone outside and they were calling knowing that it was our car, our very distinct license plate, and that it was probably Evan. They saw the cloth from the ceiling and the car slumped over and they thought it was him. So they're screaming for him. Things start blowing up. He can hear them, but they can't hear him. They finally back off and are just like, okay. So we get there, we find Evan, we talk to the sheriff. Everything's like surreal at this point. We don't even know where the car's going. We don't care where the car's going. We just get in our vehicle, we get home and are just in shock. No one's reacted yet.
Yeah.
And we go in the house and Evan looks at me and he goes, Mom, what do you think of this? And he pulls a pebble out of his pocket. And he said, this morning on the way to school, it was rainy. So I decided that I was going to go the long way to school. I was going to go to McDonald's, which is a total 16-year-old thing to do. So he goes completely out of his way to the coast to go to McDonald's, and he's on Route 1 in Maine, which is a very main road that goes through the state. And there's a woman standing on the side of the road waving her arms frantically in the pouring rain. So he pulls over. And at this point, I'm like, what are you doing pulling over for strangers? And he goes, well, she needed a ride. And he's that kid. He's just super generous. And he gets in the car and he says, well, where are you going? And she's like, well, I'm going to the food bank. He's like, in Rockland, which Rockland's the next town back behind us where he is. And she says, no, in Dermascolata, which is 3 towns past where he goes to high school, he thought that was strange, but he's like, well, okay, I'll take you somewhere safe and dry and I'll drop you off, so you can get a ride from there. And she's like, I would love that. I want to give you a token. And so she pulls this stone out and says, here, I want you to have this stone. May God and his angels bless you. And at this point, Evan's like, he's 16, he's kind of checking out, but he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So they go down the road and she talks to him a little bit and he checks back in when she starts talking about accidents. And how she'd been in a couple accidents recently and she walked away from them and she knew that God and his angels were with her and her guides and angels were with her because she wasn't harmed. And Evan's like, yeah, okay. And they talk a little bit more and he drops he drops her off and she reaches over and just touches his arm and says, Evan, may God and his angels bless you and watch over you. You have a bright future ahead of you. And so he goes to school and he goes all day and thinks nothing of it. So fast forward several hours later, he gets in this accident where it took 2 weeks for them to ID the VIN of my car because it burnt so hot so fast. And he walked away with a bruise on his knee and just wondering, and what is this mom? Who was this mom? I said, who do you think it was? He goes, well, I kind of think it was an angel, but I'm not really sure. And that's what my teachers told me when I talked to them at school. I said, honey, I totally believe that woman was put there to pick you up that morning.
Yeah.
If his airbag didn't go off in our vehicle, it should have, but it didn't. And I still get chills when I talk about it. Like I get a little, but
I got full body chills.
like he walked away from this horrific fire and we've seen pictures and video of the fire and it's hard to make the connection that he was in that vehicle.
Yeah.
But we truly believe, we don't know if anyone else even saw her that morning. We just know that Evan saw her and he needed to pick her up.
That is so incredible. I love stories like that. And I love it too because there are times where we just feel called, and there are times where it really is an earth angel, right? That somebody
Right.
is right there at the right time. I do believe, though, that there are times where angels do embody, because I've seen it over and over again.
Mhm.
The stories that my clients tell in my sessions too to me. I, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there are times where angels embody a person here to come through, or they look like, right, a
Right.
person here to come through and bring a message. And what's so clear to me from doing this work is that the mental psyche of a human being is such that when they do believe that they can get through something, they do.
Right.
Perhaps they even move a little quicker than they would have, right? And all of that is true for your son, right? Where he held on to that belief, this is going to be okay. Somehow, some way I'm going to make it. Maybe moved a little quicker out of that
Mhm.
part. And when we believe that we can do something, it changes everything. I just
Right.
love this story. Oh, thank you so much for
I love this story. It gives me chills still to talk about it like 18 months later. Just a few months after I reached out and heard from your office, I was really deep in meditation. And Evan's the child in my heart, not of my body. So if he opens his mouth, he doesn't look like me, but I come out. But I was very deep in a meditation, and this beautiful soul came into my meditation, and I was all of a sudden I was in this space of I can't express it. Just it brought tears. So beautiful, it brought tears to my eyes. And this soul came to me, and I knew immediately that it was. I knew that I had a daughter that never made it to the physical plane.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, and I'm going to cry, and I'm sorry. She looked at me and she said, "She needed you more than I did." So I stepped aside. And I don't think I was ready to meet her or have that until after the last few months in my life of the work that I've been doing and the podcasts and the meditations. But it was all around kind of this accident and thinking about this. And she just came forward and she's like, "He needed you more than I did." So I just stepped aside because he was meant, you were meant to have him. He needed you and my husband, Joe. And it's just, it was just crazy to.
Friends, have you ever heard of ancestral trauma? It is us having deep seated wounds within us that really cause us to behave in certain ways, and it infiltrates our relationships, our work, and our life as adults. So, friends, in September, we are doing an entire course on ancestral trauma. And you can purchase this course, take it with us live or anytime afterwards. But all of September, the entire month of September, will all be about ancestral trauma. And you can head over to the website, theangelmedium.com, to take that course. We're going to be bringing in your angels, working with your angels to help you release spiritually some of these old wounds that you've been holding on to. Also, remember that when you write a 5-star positive review, we enter you into a monthly drawing to win a free session with me. This month's winner is in the show notes below. One more thing, friends, if you want to do this work for yourself, if you want to be a healer who works one on one with people, you have to go through a training program to learn how to do this work. And I would love to help you with that. If you want more information on my Angel Reiki School, where you learn how to develop your spiritual gifts, also hop on over to my website, The Angel Medium, and look up the Angel Reiki School. Now let's dive back into the show. So, for anybody who's new to the podcast, this is something that I've talked about a little before, and this does happen, right? So, let's say that we've lived 1,000 lifetimes and we have 100 children that have come through, just to make easy numbers. Then we can't bring through as mothers in this lifetime 100 souls
Right.
the other side. There are souls, though. Here's the other, like, that's one piece. But then the other piece is when you do this work, what you can very visibly see between the soul of the client you're working with and the soul of the person that you're connecting them with on the other side is an energy line between their two souls. So that line can look very thin, like dental floss, or it can look thick, like a tree trunk. And what you will often see is if a soul comes through as a child that you've had in a past life, but that didn't get to come through in this lifetime, there's often this massive connection between the two souls where you can see, just like when you cut down like an old tree, you can see the rings of how old the tree is. You can see that the size of this energy between the two souls really signifies that they've lived all of these past lives together, which is interesting because I knew right from the time that I was like a little girl. I can remember in elementary school being like, I know I'm going to have two kids. I'm going to have a little girl and then I'm going to have a little boy. And I knew it, from the time that I heard the names in life, I knew exactly what the names were going to be. So much so that before I got pregnant with my daughter, we were doing some painting in our house, pulled out like an appliance, was painting behind it, and we wrote the names.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like it was going to be Al and Jake. And so we wrote those names in there, haha, like from your parents. And so when Elle was born and she had so many significant health issues, my husband and I, really talked through it, made the decision that we just did not have the capacity to manage our lives and through another child. And we had a lot of PTSD from everything that we went through too. So we just said one is going to be our number and we're good with that. We just want to give her all our love. I've never stopped feeling that little
Mm,
light. And even when I go to healers myself, I trade with a lot of people locally. They have all brought him through as
that's
part
awesome.
of like the spirit team. Yeah.
I remember knowing back before Evan and when Joe and I were still in the kind of the throes of infertility and just having our first kind of I knew, but the doctors didn't know or wouldn't say anything. And I remember talking to her. And then when we did finally have our diagnosis, I wrote to her. I wrote this letter just telling her how much I loved her and how much I would miss holding her and having her, but I completely understood. And kind of for me, it was a little healing of letting go. But I just knew, like, someone's like, how do you know? You never, I'm like, I know
Yeah.
that just like I told my mother when I was 8, how do you know? I don't know. I just know. Like, I just know,
100%.
you know, like so many
I
people
know.
like don't get it. But so, I just,
I know, you know.
right. Like it's my knowing. Like I just know. And sometimes it's my nagging when it's like in my head going,
Yeah.
email Julie, email Julie, email Julie. Like just, and it's incessant until I actually do whatever it is spirit is guiding me to do.
Yeah. Well, this is perfect because, and there's a lot of people who I got to apologize to the whole podcast audience because the business, I have struggled over the last year in figuring out how to run a successful business myself, not having somebody above me to tell me what to do
Right.
and when to do it. Um, and so I've struggled with the up leveling of the business because as it grew, we were bringing on other team members, but I'm not sure that I knew how to fully manage a large team like that. So I think there's a lot of people who probably haven't heard back yet. We have all of the emails in a folder. So if anybody's listening, they're like, I submitted a story, but I did not hear back yet. Please know one of our major projects for the rest of 2021 is still going through all of those. And I'm going to be going through a lot of them personally because we're going to be selecting the first 35 stories to go in a book of angel
Oh,
stories.
so cool.
And I'd love for yours to be the first one that we put on this
Oh, I
list.
would love that. That is so awesome. We share it so oftenly with people because I don't care what their belief system is. And part of it's because my son's still walking around.
Mhm.
But it's so moving for me when we talk about, 'cause my husband went out and bought the same car. They're like, we thought your car was in an accident. I'm like, oh, it was. We had snow tires that fit that car. So he bought the same one. But we refuse to put the vanity plate back on. It's hanging in like charred, like whatever.
Did they ever figure out what it was that caused the fire?
They said it's extremely common. So when Evan had his accident, he got detoured because of other accidents to a back road. He shouldn't have been out,
Okay.
first of all. Like he just thought it was okay because he'd been out earlier and he's 60. He's overconfident. But he got detoured to a back road and the road had frozen with ruts. And this was like, I don't know, you guys probably get the slushy, icy, funky stuff out there. And so what happened is he caught a rut and caught that slush and it kind of threw him and he hit the passenger side mirror, which whipped the car around into a telephone pole and it V-notched the front end.
Wow.
So it's a 6-speed manual transmission.
Yeah.
So it stalled the car, but it was continually trying to ignite because the key was still engaged, and there were fluids. And the insurance guy told us that once they go, it's very common that once something like that happens, that they go really fast and hot.
Was it like
And
auto start? Was that?
it wasn't an auto start. The key just was
Oh, okay.
engaged still. It was still in gear, and all it takes is a little, because I don't know a lot about engines, but they tried to explain to me that whatever it is that makes the spark that keeps the engine going was
Yeah.
doing its thing, and gas and oils and radiator fluids were leaking. And so it starts little, which is what Evan told us when he called. And then within moments, it just goes. And we have, like I said, videos and pictures, and pretty much it's a Jeep Renegade. And when you look at it, it's just gray ash. It's a frame of gray ash.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that he's okay and that he had that experience with that beautiful angel.
Oh,
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming and
thank you.
sharing this today. It just so warms my heart, gave me the tingles all over.
Aaron,
I so appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stacie. God bless.
welcome. Thank you. It was so nice to meet you, and
Perfect. Oh, thank you so much. All my love.
you as well. Thank you. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Beautiful souls, I'm so excited to announce that my book on angels and how they're working miracles in your life will be available on Amazon fall of 2021. If you're listening on or after fall of 2021, check it out. Friends, if you'd like to work with me each week, my angel membership program is perfect for you. You can join at any time and you get access to past courses. In 2021, I'll be teaching you about a new topic each month. We started the year in February with a course on oneness and raising your vibration. March is angel communication, how to hear your angels. April is trusting your intuition. May is knowing your soul's purpose. June is working with Archangel Raphael to learn self-energy healing techniques and Chakras 101. July is rewriting the stories you've been holding on to. August is all about rewiring your mind to move past blocks. September is energetically working through ancestral trauma. October is working with your inner child and Archangel Michael. November is a guide to being an empath. Then we're rounding out the year with a course in December that helps you connect with your loved ones on the other side to help you deepen your personal connection with them. And in January 2022, we'll be back with a whole new course on manifestation and co-creation. You get all of this live group access to me, 2 new pre-recorded Reiki healings, and advance notice to book a session with me when you're an angel member. Sign up for the angel membership anytime. If you're listening in 2022, please know that we're planning to add new content each month. For details and to sign up, view the show notes below. Friends, the only thing that's not included in the angel membership right now is the Angel Reiki School, where you learn to develop your unique spiritual gifts. Whereas the angel membership is about your awakening journey and your personal spiritual growth. The Angel Reiki School, on the other hand, certifies you as an Angel Reiki Master Teacher and teaches you the art of energy healing and bringing through messages for your clients. Friends, if you're feeling called to the Angel Reiki School, it's because the souls you're here to help on earth, well, their omnipresent piece of them, their higher selves on the other side, that's what's behind you, pushing you, fueling you to become who you're meant to be. Because when you do, they know your work will shift the trajectory of their life here. That's what I mean when I say you have big, big purpose in this lifetime. A new class of the Angel Reiki School starts on the 1st of each month. Speaking of the Angel Reiki School, we're going to need about 800 volunteers this year. We select volunteers from people who've written a 5-star positive review and emailed us a copy. That way, we have a way of contacting you for your free volunteer session. Many of you have asked if I'm still booking sessions, and the answer to that is yes. I love, love, love my sessions with you. We have a new system where we send out an email once a month with a link to my calendar for you to book online. It's really easy. All you have to do is sign up to be on my email list on my website, theangelmedium.com. I've been spending a ton of time going live with you on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and I'm having a blast with it. Join me over on social and our newly launched YouTube channel for tons of new content, teaching videos, and actual video footage of these podcast episodes. Friends, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so, so much for being part of this community and listening to this show. I truly feel that this is your show and the Angels show, and I just feel so blessed to be a part of it. You're the most supportive community a podcaster could have. I pray for you every day. If you have a special prayer request, you can submit it through my website homepage, and I'll be praying for you personally. Now for the oneness meditation, which is the last 5 minutes of every episode. And as you do this meditation, you'll raise your vibration and the vibration of the planet. Friends, what I want you to do is to just get into a relaxed position. If you are driving, operating machinery, need to concentrate, then this meditation is not for you. But anyone who is able to focus their attention on it, please join me. Friends, I want you to start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I want you to imagine that your socks, your shoes are off, and that your bare feet are able to connect with the soil of the earth. And down through the bottom, the soles of your feet, are these large roots that go down far and wide into the earth. Those roots go down far and wide, anchoring you into the earth as if you were a tree yourself. And up through those roots comes this beautiful, yummy, tingly energy. Begins to tingle at the tip of your toes. I want you to allow this yummy, tingly energy to just dance up over your feet, around your ankles. Feel this yummy, tingly energy as it moves up over your calves, your shins, all the way up to your knees. Feel this energy at your knees and allow it to move up the thighs, the hamstrings, all the way up to the sides of the hips. I want you to allow this energy to move from the hips up to the base of your spine, the base of your stomach. And I want you to feel this energy as it climbs up the spine and the stomach, all the way up until it reaches your heart. As you feel this yummy, tingly, sparkly energy surrounding the outside of your heart, filling the inside of your heart, notice how your entire body comes into a gentle state of ease. Allow this energy to move up into the shoulders, into the neck. Feel it as it fills your entire head, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And then feel this energy as it moves through the hair follicles on the top of your head, so that you feel this like there's a string above your head lifting you up towards the sky. You might feel an airy floatiness. You might feel an expansive spaciousness. What I want you to do from here is imagine that there is this large opening at the crown of your head. It's the size of a cereal bowl, right? And I want you to imagine that it extends upwards towards heaven and that God sends this loving, peace-filled oneness energy. It's love, it's joy, it's peace, it's bliss, it's ease, it's grace. And God just sends this energy through the crown of your head. It moves through your head, down through your neck, down through your shoulders, and it starts to pool. This God energy starts to pool around your heart, within your heart. And I just want you to feel that for a moment. And I want you to just tap in and notice. I want you to notice that your heart, your physical heart, is one with your body. And I want you to notice that your heart and your body are one with the air surrounding you. And I want you to notice that your heart, your body, the air surrounding you are one with all life here on earth. All plants, all people, all animals, all life on earth. And now notice how your heart, body, air surrounding you, all life here on earth are connected to everything, everywhere. Friends, did you notice how your body got more expansive, your energy got more expansive, and you could feel out into your auric field, you could feel out into the energy of the world, into the energy of everything, everywhere. Friends, that is oneness, and you can carry oneness with you in your everyday. I don't want you to stop here. I don't want you to open up your eyes. I want you to continue this meditation and to see that surrounding you are angels. You have guardian angels around you. You have cherub angels holding the space open for you to get into oneness at any time. You have archangels working with you in every area of your life. You have loved ones on the other side. See them in detail, friends, because you seeing them in detail is the exact same thing as you going to them on the other side, knocking on their door, asking them to spend time with you. They love you so incredibly much. They want to spend time with you. They want to develop that relationship with you. When they're there, you're here. I know it's different, but you can still have that beautiful, incredible relationship. All of these beings, your angels, your guides, your loved ones on the other side, they form your spirit team who's always working to guide you, direct you, protect you. Friends, what I want you to do is just take some time with them right here, right now. What they want you to know is that they are working with you all the time. What they want you to know is that they are sending you signs and symbols to show you that they're next to you. Friends, they ask you to see that they are bringing in gift after gift after gift through your heart chakra to bless your life with miracles. Friends, it's your job to remain open, to believe, and to trust that they are working miracles in your life. Friends, I love you. They love you so incredibly much. Stay open and know, believe, trust, have faith, know like you know that they are working with you always. See you here next time. Have a blessed day.